Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Weekend Update. This is March 2nd. Hope you all had a great trading week last week and hope you will have a great trading week in the upcoming week as well. Okay, guys, if you like the content, please hit the like button. Only takes 1 second to hit the like. And if when you hit the like button, it helps algorithm to reach to the more people. So please help to do that. And then please subscribe and help this channel grow. And I'm posting these free videos for you every day. I work hard to post and show you my analysis. So please, in the return, just click the like button. And I think you can do that. It only takes 1 second. All right, so let's start with Bitcoin today. I have some more time on the weekend, so let's go through some good analysis on the stock. So you can see Bitcoin, this is 1 hour chart. And this day, exactly here on 15th of November, you can see this gap here, right? You can see this gap, 1 hour candle, we had a gap and Bitcoin came and filled this gap. All right, so Bitcoin was pumping, everybody's excited, everybody is talking about going to 150K, 100K, 200K, who knows what not, right? But one of the main reasons Bitcoin pumped is because it had to fill this gap. So 90% of the time gaps do get filled. So I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware. This is a very good time to take profit, guys. Like, do not be complacent. Do not when people start saying Bitcoin is going 200K, 150K, that's a perfect time to sell. And when people say Bitcoin is going to zero, when remember Bitcoin went to 16K, people were saying it's going to zero, it's all crap and nobody trusted crypto. That's a time to buy. All right, so now it's exactly opposite. We're very close to all-time high. You can see the all-time high is around here, which is around 69,460, and it's very close to that. And on the other side, I checked again and again and again, and there's no gap here. Okay, you can see 1 hour candles, all these gaps are filled. You can see there was a gap up, for example, here. It came back down on this day, November 15, 21, to fill this gap. All right. So you can see time and time, whenever we have gaps down, come to fill this gap. You can see it happens again and again every time. All right. So whenever there is a gap, it comes to fill it because the reason it comes to fill is so the gap means there is no trading happened there. Okay. So usually Friday close, this is CME futures, and then Monday close. That means live market Bitcoin went down, and on CME futures, there is no trading history. So usually price comes back to the gap to have some trading to see what buyers will do in this area. So usually whenever there are gaps, 90% of the times price comes back to fill this gap. The only thing is we don't know when the gaps will be filled, but 90% of the gaps do get filled. Okay, so you got to be very careful because I'm going to show you something now that now did that we filled all the gaps on the top side. There are so many gaps to the bottom side, so which you got to be very careful. So I want to quickly show you where they are, so you're prepared and you're informed and you can make better decision for yourself. All right, so let's keep going. I'll keep going to the right side and show you examples of gaps. All right, so you can see this day here we had a gap up on November 26th, and you can see gap up here. Came back to fill this gap. You can see here on this day, December 3rd, 2021. You can see here we had a gap down, and you can see next couple of days they came back to fill this gap. All right, so you can see this is a pattern. All right, here we had a gap up, they came to fill this gap. Okay, so you can see every time they had a gap, they come back to fill it. You can see here gap up, came back to fill this gap, and you can keep doing that. All right, you can see here we had a gap down, and eventually we filled this gap at some point. I will you can see I will zoom out. You see gap down, we came back to fill this gap and then gap up, and then it came down to fill that gap too, right? So you can see every time and again, you can see same analysis, gap down here, fill this gap up here, fill this gap. You can see same thing happens again and again. All right, so what you can see here also, gap up, came back to fill this gap. All right, so where we are right now, these green lines, which I will show you very, very soon, are all the gaps which are not filled. So let's go forward. Okay, so this is where we are. This is the current snapshot. All right, so you can see what happened here. If I zoom in, there is a gap here. All right, so you can see there's a gap here. This day here, gap up. We did not fill this gap fully, so there's a gap around 47,890. All right, let's keep going. All right, so you can see here on this day, this is 24th January 2024, gap up, did not fully fill this gap. Here also, gap up, did not fill. So there are two gaps, 39,835, 39,325. All right, then let's keep going. All right, let's keep going here. You can see here also there's a massive gap up, and we never came and filled this gap. Okay, sorry, that gap was here, so ignore that. This gap, okay, so you can see if I zoom in here, this gap here. All right, so this is around 34,155. If I zoom out, I'll show you there's no price action here. You can see we never came to fill this gap. So same thing there, and then also again same thing here, gap up here. Okay, you got to zoom in to see. You can see gap up here, 26,000, and then the major gap after that is this gap, this huge gap here. Okay, huge gap here around 21.5, 21.55. So this gap will be filled. I just don't know when. All right, so just remember, just remember all these gaps, and 90% of these gaps do get filled. Imagine the downside possibility. People are saying it's going to moon, but remember, it's eventually going to come back to fill most of these gaps. So be very careful. You decide what's best for you. I just wanted to show you this so you're informed, and you can take better decision on your investments. All right. So let's go back. This is all about crypto. And then on Ethereum, same analysis. If I do that, you can see even on daily chart, there are gaps around 3,000, 2,800, 2,299, 1,849, 16, 13, 14, 27, and 1,194. So there are gaps on Ethereum all the way down until 65, 66%. I don't know when will this happen, but in a bear market, eventually this will happen. And don't be surprised, people who are watching my channel, at least they're informed and they know that they need to take better decision, and they're informed that this could happen. So yeah, so that's a good information, right, guys? So hit give me a like button, hit me a like button for this info, right? So this is a really good information for you. All right, so let me go back to my regular stuff. Let me go back to my zones, and let's do an analysis based on what we usually do. So let me add extended hours, and let me go with MES. Sorry, let me fix this. So I'm just gonna save these charts for a second, and then we'll do our regular analysis. And give me 1 second. Here you go. Let me save this, and let me go back to uh, the view which I usually do. And here you go. All right, so let's do S&P 500 on the right side, which is a daily chart, and we'll do MES on the left side. And let's get rid of these indicators. We don't need it for now, so that we have better info here. There you go. All right. Okay, so the setup is ready. What is SPX doing? Exactly like I said. Okay, so focus on this yellow line. We are doing a cycle top here, and exactly same thing. You can see I was saying it's grinding higher. It's gonna be like cycle topping. So yeah, so next week I think I'm looking for a top next week, and then eventually looking for a decline. All right, and then a pump again higher. All right, so I don't know how far this decline will be, but once this decline is done, you gotta be that's gonna be very nice buying opportunity. All right, so this is what I'm expecting. Once this dip happens, we're gonna have another pump. All right, so that's what I'm expecting on a daily chart. Now we'll see when we start getting decline. It's gonna find support. Ideally, I would like to have support on this red and yellow line, which is 50 EM and SMA. So let's see at that time when we get this decline, how far it goes. That's going to be a nice support here. And if we do get decline from where we are right now, it's going to be around 4%. That's going to be ideal area to get a correction. So, and then that will help market to move higher as well. All right. So that's what I'm looking for now. Nice, very nice bull trend, finding supports on this white line, which is 20 moving average, and just keeps going higher as this cycle analysis is stopping. And then I will be expecting a drop later next week, or later in a couple of weeks. Give me a second. All right, so let's go back. All right, so that's where we are. And then let's go to the levels for this is a BS massive pump happening, and you can see in the sell zone. All right, so you can if you watch my pre-market update on Friday, I was saying this is the area to short between these top two lines, and that's where we're getting a decline. Still in the sell zone. All right, so if we get a little bit decline, so neutral zone is around 51.11 and then 50.84. That's where this green line is 10 moving average is also coming, so that's a good area to buy. All right, and let's look at SPY, which is cash index. Also, you can see SPY is going higher, and this gap here around 4 is 97.48. This is NVDA earnings gap. Eventually will be filled. The only thing is very hard to predict when. All right, so you can see it's a very bullish move here. Ideally, I would like to see some some downside days, few downside days. We only get very few. You can see a couple of days downside move, couple of days downside bounce. People are just buying the dip. Okay, so any dips you get, which I think we'll get in next couple of weeks, look to buy that. All right. Okay, so now let's go to Nasdaq. MNQ, you can see already in the sell zone. This was a perfect sell here in the second and third standard deviation. Now going lower, so the buy zones are still way down 18081 and below. Neutral zone is around 18135. So I think if we get down, I'm not only interested in. I don't usually short in a bull market. I usually wait for the dip, and if you get here in these levels around 18,000, I'll be looking to buy it. All right. And if I go to triple Qs, this is triple Q. You can see massive pump. The gap is here around 425.344, around 425.71. Okay, so they're still far away because if we do get like a little bit of downside move, it should find support on this yellow line, which is 20 moving average, and it's getting very close to this red line as well. So this is double support here. All right. Okay, so we got the levels. You can take a screenshot always of these levels. You can pause the video and always take screenshot whenever you feel like. All right. Dow Jones is in the neutral zone. All right. 38,822 and below look to buy. That's where these couple of moving averages are also coming. 39,154 and up is the sell zone. Russell 2000 is also, you can see here in the sell zone, trying to make new highs, but again looking to buy only below 2040. Not interested in buying here. It came very close here on Friday around 5:28 a.m., but then just kept bouncing. All right. Tesla. All right, so Tesla is trying its best to cover this 206. Every time it goes, you can see last four trading session. Every time it goes, there's a big resistance here for some reason, not able to close, but it's making a bull flag. Okay, you can see on short time frame, one hour chart. If I go to 1 hour chart, you can see, oops, what did I do? Choose the wrong window. All right, so here, if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see what they're doing. Not able to close above this. All right, if I hide this to regular trading hours, you can see big resistance in this whole area around 205. All right, not able to close. Now this is like a little bit of flag, so let's see, we might get a good news on Monday morning. Maybe it will gap up, but this 206 is a nice target for Tesla, so that's what I'm looking. And then I released a short video, and you can see we have a crossover on white and green line. So I think we're going to get a pump. So first resistance is this gap fill, and then second resistance is this 219. All right, so there's a lot of upside potentials on Tesla. So just trade as accordingly. Okay, looks like a very bullish move is about to happen, and this is the one of the seven magnificent stocks, seven stocks which is down significantly. All right, and the levels are, it's still in the neutral zone, still it can pump, and 206.74 is a nice buy area. UNH, okay, so massive reversal here on Friday. You can see still in the buy zone, so I'm accumulating UNH heavily here. It's in the buy zone. This is the biggest healthcare stock, okay, in North America. This is not going anywhere. You can see what happened on Friday, came to the buy support area here, massive support area, and then bouncing, right? So nice bounce happening. So now you can see this gap is here immediately 492, then another gap 512, and then there's another gap 538. Okay, so from here, if you can hold longer, it can go almost 10% higher. Okay, so there's a big potential for UNH to go higher, and you do what's best for you, but this looks like a very, very good buying opportunity here. If you missed it, I think you should be looking to buy it first day Monday morning. And also dividends are coming on Thursday, sorry, on Friday X day, 1.88 per share, which is very, very nice dividend. Okay, so this is like a massive discount sale, guys. You should be looking to buy it. Apple. All right. So Apple also came to the buy zone around lunchtime, 12 o'clock, even in the morning around 10 o'clock, and bouncing. All right. So now they're trying to show that it's breaking down. It's below this 200 EMA, but I think if on Monday they can recover it, if they go above this blue line, then that's going to be a recovery. This also looks like the price came all the way down and buyers just jumped in to buy it. I think this also looks like a head and shoulder. You can see left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, and it's trying to break down. So it's just a trap, I think. You can see a lot of times it happens. Same thing here, breaks down below this blue lines and then bounce. So I think a massive face ripping rally is on the way. Very good price to buy Apple, in my opinion, from here. Almost 4% gap fill is happening for sure. Okay, Google. All right, so Google also came very close to buy zone. I'll be looking to buy around 137.21, sorry, 46. That's the gap, and it's going to happen Monday. Buy around this. This is gap fill. Now, there's also possibility it can go all the way down to this 200 EMA, which is sitting at around 133, let's say 134-ish. Okay, so that's going to be another good area to accumulate. Gold. All right, so gold, massive breakout of this downwards channel. Okay, you can see massive bounce. This is a buy signal. All right, and you can see this is very rare for gold, especially gold going above silver is very rare. At one point, gold was about 2%, silver was like 1%. So you can see this is a massive move, but this is the sell area. All right, so I'm looking for it to go down to buy area. Only looking for short options here. All right, silver. Silver also came very close to this trend line, 7 counts buy signal 2 days ago and now bouncing, facing resistance on this 200 EMA and SMA. Short term in the sell line, not interested in buying, only will be looking to buy in the buy zone. Crude oil also in the sell zone, above all moving averages, price action, very, very bullish moves, but a short term is in the sell zone, not interested in buying here as well. Natural gas and G, short term in the neutral zone. All right, so also there are now bullish instance happen above this 20 moving average. You can see price closed above that. It's holding it here. Now remember there are gaps around 1.69 and 1.49. So looking for those to fill. So I think from now until mid-March to April, I'm looking for weakness, and that could be double bottom, and that's the area I will be looking to buy natural gas. Dollar index DXY near buy zone, which is good. Now it can go down a little bit more on Monday. That's area you should be looking to buy dollar. Bitcoin already covered. You can see at the beginning, but in the short term, this is live market. People think this is a flag, but I could also see this as a blow off top. What that happens, it can go higher, then it can go lower at the same time. So blow off top is it goes higher. The way it goes higher, the weight can come lower as well. Okay, so be very careful, guys. Here I'm telling again and again, look to take only profits here. Do not think about uh, this going to 100K um, as of now. All right. That's my personal opinion. You can do what's best for you. Ethereum getting 7 count sell signal here. You can see here. So short term in the neutral zone. So again, it will do whatever Bitcoin does. So I think it's very dangerous to hold Bitcoin at these levels. Commodities, copper. Let's quickly review the levels on copper. Copper in the sell zone. Okay, short time in the sell zone. You can take a screenshot of these levels. Palladium, short term palladium is near sell zone as well. Soybeans, soybeans is near all-time lows. Also short term near sell zone. Look for a dip before you're buying for a long-term hold. Sugar again sold off in the buy zone. Okay, it is in the buy zone, so should be looking to buy sugar here for a bounce very soon. Wheat is also in the buy zone. You can see here. Corn, let's see, corn here. Corn is in the neutral zone, so still higher. Let's look at gold miners, GDX. GDX is in the sell zone, all right? So massive gap up. So looking for a little bit lower moves soon. So not interested in buying here, all right? Let's look at some major stocks here. Netflix in the sell zone, Amazon in the sell zone. You can see above all moving averages. Meta, Facebook is also in the sell zone. Microsoft is also in the sell zone. Snowflakes is in the buy zone. All right, so Snowflakes is in the buy zone after bad earnings. NVDA in the sell zone. AVGO again massive pump in the sell zone. 8% pump. AMD must be in the sell zone. Yeah. Intel is let's see. Intel is also in the sell zone. You can see all these stocks are going. Shopify is in the neutral zone. All right. Let's wrap up with Boeing. BA is very close to the buy zone. All right, guys. Hopefully this was very useful for you. And if you're still here, please hit the like button on the way out, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.